Namaste, angels. This is the weekly reading. We're beginning with Eat Cake. Happy birthday to any Cancers out there celebrating, and congratulations on other matters that you may be celebrating. For example, talk about deciding that you're going to live for you and fuck what everybody else feels and or thinks. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck got married in Vegas. I mean, yeah. Talk about, like I said, twin flames and karmic lesson after karmic lesson after karmic lesson into karmic lesson until you decide, fuck everything and everybody. I don't care how it looks. I'm going to be with this person that I want to be with. Yeah. Congratulations to all of you doing that. Eat cake. We also have sex. We have bedroom. That goes nicely with sex, I guess. And wet and wild, which to me always makes me think about fire and water energies together. So Leo, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, of course, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and no. Wet obviously is water, and wild as in like wildfires has always been what I pictured. Spirit says, my choice, so as in mine and yours, as opposed to the other person or persons that may be involved in our situations. Romantic dinner. No. So you're making a choice and it's like a yes or no. This could be advisement to go with no from Spirit's perspective of your higher self. Also, car. Something could be coming up with a car. And party. I literally set up to do this reading at 2:22 in the afternoon on Sunday, the day that it's supposed to be posted. So in the interest of time, I may just let the cards come out as I shuffle them. And I might not shuffle those again at all. I'm thinking about it. Beginning with the Four of Wands. And okay. I have to learn how to keep myself focused. I'm a Gemini, all right? And so if you know anything about Geminis, we can go from subject to subject, or, just picture like the Knight of Swords, right? The fastest knight in all the tarot, and he's constantly moving. That's how my mind works too. But the Four of Wands, the 1111 is what just made me go because I've been thinking a lot about the month of July. I've been seeing all these 7s and 8s, and I figure not only July, but during the Leo time frame, maybe specifically, a lot of movement, a lot of masculines emerging, and they're ready. Either they cut the karmic off. They may have maybe completely, either they're doing it then, or they may have completely cut her off already, or even if it's like a marriage, like a divorce is filed, or, it's like crazy Leo time frame. Trust me. And I guess it's already started too. What made me just go it was because also I saw the Queen of Cups, and I was reminded that Venus actually enters Cancer this week. And that's going to be one of Venus's best placements because, of course, she's the goddess and planet of love. And Cancer is considered to be the most loving or emotional sign of the zodiac. But this 1111 and the July thing just came to mind because July 2022, 222, like the time at which I started this reading today, or I set up for this reading today, 2:22 p.m., equals 1304 or 1111. So let me make that a little bit more plain. July 7, 7 and 4 actually equals 11. Not 1111. I'm not talking about 7 and 4. I'm talking about 7. God, what is wrong with me today? 7 and 6, 222. July 7 and the year 2022 or 222 equals 1304, 1111. Jesus. Anyway, let's get going with this. So the King of Wands in reverse was reminding me also that I've been seeing the karmic feminine come up a lot, and I guess the karmic masculine maybe could be the King of Wands in reverse, although I haven't seen that yet. I've been seeing in a lot of readings the karmic feminine come up in the form of the Queen of Wands in reverse. Today is also 7/17 is also the day, you may remember, depending upon how long, or for how long you've been on this journey, that was attributed to Lilith. Especially those of you who've been on since 2015, 16, or been paying attention to the community and the twin flame community and readings and astrology surrounding it, will probably remember that there was there used to be celebrations of Lilith on the 17th, and it was because the time, well, first of all, she is connected to that energy of Cancer, but also the timing where the 16th is a holiday for Mary. So, the light feminine as opposed to the dark feminine, as is the 22nd. Oh, that's why I was thinking about 4 also. 7/22, or 7 plus 4 equals 11. The 22nd, master number 22 of July, which falls into this week's reading, is the feast day of Mary Magdalene. So again, talk about, divine feminine. Now, overall energy here is the star. Did I have anything else that I wanted to talk to you about? Maybe I don't have to do it like this, the reading like this, but now I seem to have gotten started. So let's just see. We need a card representing us most directly for the week. Need a card most directly. There we go. The Two of Pentacles in reverse. Need a card representing our surrounding energy. Close friends, family members, co-workers, mates, love interests. 4 of Pentacles upright. This is too many, but we'll take note of them. 5 of Cups in reverse. Lovers in reverse. And 3 of Swords in reverse. So even this can be about, again, a relationship that you decided to terminate and move on from, probably with the karmic. And, there had been some disappointment associated with that. Guilt, blame, not only with that relationship directly, but indirectly with regard to the divine counterpart. Like, I chose wrong. Why didn't I see? The Lovers card, historically, before it was called the Lovers card, used to be called the Choice card. So I am getting very strongly, it was like a matter of choice, and, somebody feeling like they made the wrong choice, a poor choice, an ill-informed choice, bad choice, however you want to put it. And so there was some feelings of I fucked up, and blame and guilt and disappointment surrounding that, but sort of moving beyond that and deciding to keep it moving with your life, as is the 3 of Swords. It's the 3 of Swords upright is where you're in that place of pain and hurt and loss and whatnot, but with it in reverse, it's moving away from that, moving beyond that. So taking note of those, we saw them. They're in there. Now we need a card representing the finances for the week. 3 of Pentacles in reverse. Work and finance, love and relationship. Spirit is now what we need. Love and relationship. Love and relationship. Thought I got one. Oh, now I do. Chariot. There's movement. Well, for some there's movement. For others, you may feel like you're being pushed to move, although you're not quite ready. But but look at the bottom of the deck, the Two of Wands, of course, the twin flame or soulmate card of the tarot. With the Five of Pentacles behind it. So again, feeling like maybe like we've left our divine counterpart out in the cold, or even like we ourselves, we left ourselves out in the cold, with, with the wrong choices probably. What are we up to? Physical health. Physical health. Physical health. Physical health. Seven of Wands in reverse. And spiritual health. That is too many. That is too many. I'm taking note of them though. So just dealing with something again where we felt sort of unworthy and low self-esteem. Maybe like somebody was taking from us spiritually, draining us, really leading to a place of pain. And, we'd like to deal with our emotions and seek something new here. All right, last one for spiritual health. And then I'll put them on the board. Okay, wow. What a spiritual card we got for spiritual health. And look where we ended up at the bottom of the deck. Where we started, the Four of Wands. Isn't that awesome? So let me get the stand. I just looked up at the clock on my camera too, and it's 11 and 47. I've been at this 11 minutes and 47 seconds so far, so another 11. So the card most directly representing us, the card that is representing our surrounding energy, close friends, family members, co-workers, work and finance, love and relationship. Actually, I usually like to do this so that you can still see the other cards. I'm gonna get a different stand that shows them better, especially since I don't know if I misplaced an entire box or whatever, but when I like unpacked my stuff after the renovating, I'm not done with the renovating, but the renovating that I was doing that caused me to have to pack up this stuff. After I never found the other stand. Anyway, can you see that? Yes. Okay, so our overall energy of the Four of Wands. What was under this again? Oh, it changed. The Fool in reverse is behind it, followed by Death also in reverse. So, I mean, those are, I consider major arcana cards to be representative of karmic energies, like things that are beyond our control. We can control how we react to the energies, but we can't control whether or not the energies occur, show up in our lives, on our doorsteps or whatever. And so the Fool in reverse, I mean, it's still about, being willing to take a chance. It can be a very spiritual card too, show that you're going through some sort of awakening and realizations. With regard to love and relationship, it can be about like not really being ready, like maybe thinking you're ready for a committed relationship, or yeah, I guess it would be considered. It tells you to take a chance and to put yourself out there and to connect with other people, or if you have one other person to connect with, to go ahead and connect with them, but like your level of independence and the amount of stuff that you have on your plate. So in consideration of something like the Two of Pentacles, where you feel like you're juggling so much and you're ready to just throw your hands up like, I can't handle all this, it's all too much, that can be several people in terms of relationship that you're juggling. It can be your job and your kids and your family and all that kind of, it can be combinations of all of those. So you being the type of person that's used to handling all that on your own, or for the most part on your own, and being in that position, even though you want love, like in your heart, you may not have figured out exactly how to fit it in. and or your behavior can be so independent that it can give the impression that you're not really interested in being coupled. You know, it can come off as continuing to behave single and in different ways. I mean, for some, that could be because they continue to, you know, appear to be like living like a single woman or a bachelor or whatever it is, like completely and flirting and all that kind of stuff. Maybe where they shouldn't be or shouldn't be. And for others, it can be about, like I said, you work so hard, you do all that you're not carving out like any time to call this person or text them back or whatever. You're just seeing like you're not all that interested, even though you may be. So it's particularly if you are, and this card is showing up for you, then you know, it's a time to check yourself and make sure that you are making time for your relationships, or at least explaining yourself, look, I'm not ghosting you, I'm not ignoring you, I've got a lot of work, I've got this other situation going on in my life. I mean, people that you want to have romantic relationships with, intimate relationships with, should be people that we can find a way to share these kind of have these kind of conversations with and be open with. Before opening our legs, maybe we might want to make sure, am I even capable of opening my mouth around this person, you know, to speak or speak up for myself? And if we're not, then maybe we don't want to open our legs. I mean, no judgment from me, I'm just telling you what the card means. But there is a desire also for like real joy and happiness. So I think a lot of us do want to figure out how to fit it all into the situation, into our life. How can I work hard and, you know, not piss off my mate or love interest, and, you know, work on my home or my own life and get myself together? Maybe you just very open and honest say, look, I'm into you, I want us to be together, give me a little time, I got a lot of work to do over the next couple weeks, or, you know, I got some things to finish up, you know, to wrap up in my life. I'm in the midst of a divorce, I'm aiming for a promotion, I'm, you know, whatever it is, just being open and honest. But I will get back to you, like, let the other person know what's going on. And I think if you do that, I think this death in reverse, which is saying that you're allowing for transformation and transition and sort of going with the flow so that there can be a new beginning, is how we reach this Six of Swords that follows the Death card, and moving into calmer, stiller waters, maybe even, you know, finding time at that point to travel to visit one another, or to travel together. With this guy sort of like looking like he's underwater, I mean, that can mean a lot of things. And I don't want to just stay stuck on the Two of Pentacles only when we got so many cards to talk about. But with him looking like he's underwater, it can be like how we say, you know, your head's underwater, you're sinking. Or I'm also getting something of like distance between people, and especially, I guess, with this card also showing up. So even if it's that, maybe a way that you can find time to connect is like, you know, I don't know, you live in Florida, another person lives in New York. I'm just going from the East Coast, right? You know, from one end of the East Coast to the other. How about I meet you in Maryland? Or, you know, we go to Ocean City for a weekend. We have a getaway, and we spend some quality time together. And then we go back to working on our lives, and, you know, you handling the rest of the stuff you got to handle, and I'm handling the rest of the stuff I got to handle. The King of Cups in reverse is somebody who's willing to do whatever it takes to get what he wants. So if that's what you're wanting, whatever. If for you it's not about a relationship, then just apply what I'm saying to what it is you are in pursuit of. Again, if it's a promotion, it's whatever that you're angling for. But for a lot of us, it is going to be about a relationship, because we got the Two of Cups in reverse after the King of Cups. And I could go on and on all day just talking about our overall energy and what's behind it and all that. But to get back to the other cards, the Four of Wands can indicate that we have an event that we're going to be attending, maybe like a wedding or something, one which will, be more fun than we're anticipating. So you may even feel like, oh, I don't have time. This Two of Pentacles, I'm underwater. Like, how can I go to an event? But you should figure out a way that you can go and have a good time. Business is also likely to be going very well at this time when this card shows up, and you should be proud of yourself, and others are going to be proud of you for the work that you've been doing. I mean, it's just a really positive card in the reading, and it also shows, though, that we need to sort of like keep our heads, so get this under control, keep your wits about yourself. Although we deserve and should treat ourselves to some fun, like definitely going out to this event if one comes up in our lives, we also are still like in a building process. We're building this joy, we're building this household that we're trying to create for ourselves, we're building this relationship, and that takes work, so we got to keep working. It's like good things are happening, and you could even be happy right now, but you got to keep working. It's not a time where you can just sit back and say, okay, well, four of wands, I can kick my feet up now and not do anything else. No, that's not really how it works. The card can also sometimes indicate that we are moving our home, our place of residence, or we're remodeling, or something's going on with the home. So that may be what's getting us sort of stressed out, and we're juggling. How can we? I remember one time, this was a platonic relationship with another female, a friend of mine from high school. Just constantly over the years, sort of falling away or losing track of one another, and then coming back together. But most recently, like a couple within the last year or two, like during the pandemic, she had like sort of resurfaced and refriended a bunch of us on Facebook and stuff. And like one day she showed up like out of the blue at my house, and she lives in a different part of New York. Like I live in Manhattan, she lives in the Bronx, for example. So it was odd. I was not expecting her. It was odd. And we were literally working on the flooring in my house. So it's not that I don't want to see you, not that I don't want to hang out, but like, I felt like this, like, how am I going to just drop what I'm doing and go hang out with you when I literally have half a floor, Anyway, in work, this is also a really good card, but still, we got to remember, even though we're in a successful period at our work, we can't take this, initial success for granted and feel like it'll just be smooth sailing from here on out. We need to continue working. Yes, we've earned our success, and maybe even some like kudos, awards, rewards, acknowledgement, and some fun, and maybe time off, go take a break, a vacation, or whatever, a staycation when you're really home, you're not anywhere, but you're taking off of work, whatever it is, if you can afford to do that. But don't forget that we'll have to continue, again, to strive to stay on top and to continue to grow and all of that, in order to keep up and maintain what we've built so far and to continue building. In terms of love and relationship, this card can definitely indicate that our relationship is about to become a whole lot more committed, up to and including things like legal marriage. I say legal marriage because sometimes even for myself, I think like, I'm not saying I'm opposed to getting legally married again. I just don't feel like I need it. I feel like spiritually married, like an understanding or whatever, would probably be enough for me. So I know I'm not alone. There's levels to married, which is why I specified it. In any case, if you're single and looking for love, then the card shows that, again, one of these special events or something that you get invited to might be a good place to meet somebody, or, through friends, maybe visiting a friend's home or something like that. And again, if you get invited to something, make it a point to go. Particularly because, again, the Two of Pentacles can indicate that you have a lot on the plate and be a signal that you need a break. So if going to a party is going to be a break, take it. Again, if you can take some other type of time off, do that. Even a short break, though, of some kind is preferable, to rather than like ongoing stress that you're not cutting yourself any slack with. Again, it's a feeling of just like it's all too much. I can't handle it. I just can't deal with all this crap that's on my plate. And it's important to pay attention to those feelings. And if there's some sort of help or something that we can get with regard to them, we should seek that and get that help. Things will get back to normal if you take the time to address your feelings, the way that you're feeling, and your level of stress. In terms of work, again, this is also a good card, so it joins the Four of Wands. Demands at work might be overwhelming. That may be why you're feeling underwater and like you're juggling a bunch of shit. Try not to overcommit yourself to different things. Oh yeah, I got that, and I got that, and I got that. You ever see that movie, Don't Tell Mom the Babysitter's Dead? And the woman, well, she wasn't a woman. She was a woman in real life, but in the movie she was a teenage girl. She was the big sister. And she, disguised herself as a woman and got this job. And anything that her boss would ask her, she had to deal with her boss to impress her boss's boss, that whenever she was on the phone with her and she put her on speaker and asked, oh, what about this report or that assignment or whatever, that she would always say, I'm right on top of that, Rose. I'm right on top of that, Rose. So she was on top of everything, at once. But realistically, we can't, always be doing everything. So it's important not to like overcommit yourself. If possible, maybe again consider some time off. If you're looking for work, we're looking for. You're feeling underemployed, so you do have a job, but you want something else, or you're unemployed. This is going to be about focus, okay? Because this is not focus. This is a depiction of being unfocused. So you may want to even solicit like companies that are really well suited to your background rather than just applying for any and everything at random. And I know sometimes when we're really looking for work and it seems like there's nothing out there, we just get like, I don't even care anymore. I just need a job. Like, so I'm going to apply for this, that, and the other thing. So I'm not speaking against that in a general sense. I'm just talking about with relation to the meaning of the card. This can be about you really getting specific and looking for jobs that fit your background. In terms of love and relationship, Two of Pentacles in reverse carries a lot of the same, meaning and context as it does upright. If you're currently in a committed relationship, there could be other things, other concerns, pulling your attention away from your relationship or your mate or your love interest or wherever you are. You're talking to somebody, you're dating, you're living together, you're married, whatever it is. Your attentions can be taken away from this person. Obviously, when you don't live with them or they don't see you or hear from you on a regular, consistent basis or maybe daily, then and you're all caught up with something else, even though it's innocent and it's work, if the other person doesn't know that can present a problem in your relationship. So that's kind of what I was trying to get to with the Fool in reverse. Use your words, use your voice, use your words, and communicate that, listen, I'm just busy, but I still really dig you, and I'm going to figure this out. All right? And I'll keep you up to date as to where we are. Also, though, it says, like, if you are single, but feeling like you want love. So again, I talked about this with the Fool in reverse too. You're feeling like you want love, you want relationship. We got to be sure that we're not like fooling ourselves about how ready we really are for like a deep relationship. And I think that's what I didn't make clear that I was trying to when I was talking about the Fool. So it's not that you maybe aren't ready for a relationship at all, but you might need to take it slow. And there's, again, levels to relationship and levels to commitment. And all of them are made better by communication and having buy-in from everybody involved. We're going to be polyamorous. Let's make sure that each person is up for being polyamorous. Don't just put me into a 3-party situation without asking me. If you ask me, I might say, yeah. I want you to be my woman, but I got this other woman. Oh, okay, let me think about it. All right. You know what? I thought about it. I'm down. But if you try to do it behind my back, then no. Then no. Because then you're acting sneaky and I'm not hearing from you and all that. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's what I was trying to get to. If we're like constantly filling all our time with work or distractions, there may not be room in our life for a partner too. And that could be something else that we need to evaluate when the Two of Pentacles shows up with regard to love. So those are the cards that represent us. I do want to point out also that we have the 2, 3, and 4 of Pentacles. I think there's something to that as well. Moving on to our surrounding energy of the 4 of Pentacles upright. Somebody in our surrounding energy, again, could be a very close friend, like a BFF, a familial relationship, again, close relatives, so your immediate family, siblings, parents, children, whatever your dynamic is, that you consider these people to be close family to you. Co-workers that impact you, or, situations down at the job or whatever. Love interest, of course. Mate, of course. Somebody in one of those areas is holding on to things, people, money, or situations longer than is healthy or realistic. And it is somehow impacting us. It could be very indirectly. Could be so indirectly that the only way it's impacting us is because our friends going through it until they're, coming to us to lean on our shoulder, and it's not really the best time for us because we're already the 2 of Pentacles in reverse. So we're already stressed out about our own shit, and here comes this person with their issue. Could be one of the things. Or it could impact us. Well, for example, if you, are a love interest or of somebody, or in a relationship with somebody, and again, maybe it's a 3-party situation, they're holding on to a relationship with somebody else that is impacting you. That could be a way. Or holding on to, it could be a relationship with somebody else. It doesn't have to be a romantic relationship with somebody else. It could be a traditional 3-party situation, a party of 3, where, there's another love interest. But it could be like a family member of theirs is somehow in the way. Or again, the job is in the way. This is the situation. Like I said, money, situations, people, whatever it is, they're holding on to this thing longer than is healthy or realistic to do so, and it needs to go. They gotta look more closely to what or to whom they are clinging. All right. Others could be clinging to you in a way that's unhealthy also, I'm getting. Maybe you are always somebody else's, again, like dumping ground, and person that they're coming to when they've got issues, and maybe normally it's okay and you manage it, but right now you've got a lot going on yourself, and so it's difficult, and it's just like, it's become unrealistic because you're coming to me with this, and you're not considering all that I'm dealing with. I think that's what we're gonna go into with the surrounding energy, and move on to work and finance. This 3 of Pentacles. So, provided that we don't start all of a sudden handing in like shitty work, right, inferior work. Again, this should be a successful time. So it goes along with the energies we've already seen from the 2 of Pentacles, from the 4 of Wands, with regard to work. If you are, single and looking, unemployed, or again, underemployed, and looking, then, you know, it should be a good time for you as well. You can find that you're more successful than other times in the marketplace right now. And maybe that's because, again, you took the time to be specific and hone in on your background and, you know, jobs that fit your background, your training, your, you know, level of understanding and ability or whatever it is. And so by applying yourself that way, very specifically, you are, you know, could be like highly sought after in the marketplace. Oh, I've been looking for someone who can do exactly that. And here you've wandered into my place. Wonderful. You're hired. Also, if something is going on at somebody's job, so if this, let's say, Four of Pentacles is representative of some situation at your work or with a coworker or something like that, do not allow yourself to give into any feelings of like jealousy or pettiness or whatever. Be sure this week that you are taking the high road, you know, pulling a Michelle Obama. What does she always say? They go low, we go high. She's a better woman than me because I can't be like that all the time. But this is a week to be like that with regard to work. Finances specifically, not necessarily tied to work. Money should be going well or be about to go well for you with this card. But we need to not just like expect, you know, money to fall from the sky, pennies from heaven, as they say. The Three of Pentacles tends to be tied to what efforts we have actually made. So how well we do financially will be in direct proportion to how hard we've worked and how much we've tried in a situation. So it's about, you know, getting what you deserve and reaping what you've sown, really. In love, it's possible that we're like tempted to go too far or too fast, or that someone is pressuring us to do that, right? You know, to like sort of dive all the way in. Like I shared with you guys about my neighbor. I put it on my community tab, and when I ended up speaking to him, he was like, "I'm not saying like we have to get married tomorrow." I'm like, "That's my first time talking to you, like in 20 years. You know what I mean? At least. I hope we're not getting married tomorrow." You're like, "What are you talking about?" So it could be something like that. Like the other person is just way ahead of you. Way ahead of you. But even something like that can be fixed with communication. Like all I had to do was tell him where my head and my life was at, and my romantic life, you know. Which when you are a divine counterpart, when you are a twin flame or whatever you may consider yourself, can be difficult. It's like, well, you know, I'm in this relationship with somebody that's emotionally unavailable right now, but we're in a relationship. He may not know it, but we're in one. You know, you can't really explain that. So it can be a little bit more difficult. Anyway, yeah, so there could be pressure. If you aren't interested in a relationship with someone who, you know, clearly wants one with you, then the kindest thing that you can possibly do is to let them know that you're just not interested, you know? So again, it's about using your words, using your voice. The short-term, you know, annoyance, anger, upsetness, whatever it's going to be that this may cause, in the long run, it's going to benefit everybody else, you know, in the situation. It's going to benefit them. It's going to benefit you. It's going to benefit their future appropriate person, right? Yeah, so that's love with the Chariot. Although I do see something, a whole scenario when I look at the cards together that I do want to go over as well. But another meaning of the Chariot on its own, particularly with an overall energy of the Four of Wands, can be about, you know, in this placement of love, can be about a desire to like move in together, to again deepen your level of commitment, maybe even to get married. The Chariot is also a card of victory and success, you know, and movement, both literal and metaphoric. So it can be any of those things, you know, in relation to your love life too. And I never pointed out, oh my God, I never went over these. So with the Twin Flame Oracle, we also have big goals. So again, there could be a desire like to buy a house together or move in together, or just again, really deepen the commitment. That can be a goal. Career, business, success, claim your place in the world. And similarly with the other tarot deck that I had pulled out, in case we needed answers, like clarification, and I wanted to see if the same card would come out. We had the Ace of Pentacles as the overall energy there. And there's another Two of Pentacles immediately behind it, followed by the Ten of Wands. So it's giving, again, this energy of wanting to start something new, wanting to build something big, whether it's with your career, your own household and life, or a relationship that you're wanting to, share with somebody else. But just feeling really like you're just really overwhelmed. So like, I want to do that, but I've got to lay down these burdens first. I've got to finish my work here first. I've got to unload something I'm holding on to, something or someone, first. So let me put these back. Oh, wait. That's right. So to get back in, where was I? Otherwise, were we up to physical health? We're up to love. No, we're up to physical health. I did love. So physical health, the Seven of Wands in reverse can be about stress, really. Stress, anxiety. I mean, it makes sense. Looking at the other cards, looking at, our Two of Pentacles, possibly even our Four of Pentacles, it makes sense. So go to the doctor. If you really feel like, you need to get checked out, like something's not right with you, go to the doctor. And if you get a clean bill of health from the doctor, because this is really usually more so like anxiety, nervousness, and whatnot. You get a clean bill of health from the doctor, then you know that it's something else, maybe something spiritual, something emotional that you need to deal with. And then you take the steps necessary to deal with it that way. In terms of spirituality, moving on to the Hermit upright. Hermit most directly represents the sign of Virgo, by the way. Chariot, we got Cancer energy here. And these pentacles, 2, 3, and 4 of Pentacles, may also be attached to this Virgo energy, as well as potentially that of Taurus or Capricorn. We got, a lot of Pentacles and a lot of Wands here. And then this like splash of water. So the Hermit, in terms of spirituality, means that somebody, this is a time where it's likely that somebody could come into your life who is like a mentor, maybe even a teacher, even if they don't directly teach you, like, okay, open your book to whatever, you just happen to learn something from them. And this could be this could be tied to relationship. This could be tied to spiritually based relationship, twin flames, divine counterparts, soulmates, where we're learning something from our mate, from our counterpart. That's something I like require in my relationships. If I cannot give a man who I don't feel I can learn something from, or I don't feel like teaches me things when I'm with him, even if he doesn't realize it, I cannot give a man who doesn't do that the time of day. I cannot. Well, I'm a Gemini, right? So we're all logical and in our head, right? And everything has to make sense. And it's like, if you can, get to my mind, then you can win my heart. We're not very like superficial in terms of looks and money and things that other people might concern themselves with when looking for a mate. We are more about, can you hold my interests, right? And one of the ways that you hold our interests is through teaching us stuff, or because we're very curious, we want more, we're going to learn stuff. So it could definitely be tied to a relationship. And in terms of a relationship, the Hermit, with regard to love, whether upright or reverse, tends to be about rekindling a relationship from the past. So if that was the case, if it was the case that it was a spiritually based romantic relationship, through which you're going to get this education, then it's probably also an ex that it's tied to. The Hermit in this placement can also be tied to a need to withdraw. So again, a lot of these cards pointed to a break that we may need, withdraw from the world for introspection, right? Maybe you're going through a spiritual awakening or upgrade, transition. And so you may need some time to yourself, even if it's just moments, to work on your, focus on your breathing and maybe do a little meditation or something like that. If you feel that need, you really must honor that need. It's not gonna last forever. It's a temporary thing. All these things are temporary, and you'll feel social again soon enough. But take that time out. All right. So the other thing that I was seeing was, okay, so we got somebody who's a workaholic or again has several relationships that they're juggling. Maybe more than one romantic relationship even that they're juggling, and something that they're holding on to, or that someone associated with this person is holding on to. This isn't the placement of surrounding energy, but I think it doesn't even matter like right now with this overall scenario that I was talking about. By looking, this person could be the person who's holding on to something also that is really just keeping them from moving forward, and they just really need to lay down this burden or put down this thing, put down this person, get rid of whatever it is that is a block. Because the Three of Pentacles with regard to relationships in reverse is a really, really positive omen. It's about, recognizing that you want to build something with this person, but any three that shows up in the tarot can be about a third party situation. So maybe the thing that one or both parties is holding on to is another mate, possibly, that needs to go. All right, a karmic relationship that needs to go, and then they'll be able to move forward. But one thing, a warning that this card can come with in that regard is to make sure that you're never being like subservient to the other person. And I've in this kind of triangle, when there is a party of three, I have found even that I've been like that, where you realize you're pouring more water, emotion into this other person than they are pouring into you. Why? Because they've got some distractions. They got this other mate. They've got work. They've got whatever it is, whatever they've got. I'm not trying to delegitimize that, but as a result, maybe because you don't have all that and you are freer, or you're intent even on making sure that you are more emotionally available than that. So you're giving to the point where it becomes like, being subservient or less than the other person. Like their time and energy is more valuable than yours. So be careful of that. In the meantime, speaking of parties of three, a party of three could be, we got three beings. They're not all the same beings, but we got three beings here in the Chariot card. We've also got mirroring. So it's like the same thing that you're going through could be what the other person's going through. You may have your own party of three situation. Whether you do or not, well, I'm feeling like there is like one real love interest and one like new person or other person that you're not quite sure about that could be, pushing, or again, if there's somebody that hasn't let go of something that they need to let go of, then the other party could be trying to push them to let go of that thing, and before they're feeling that they're ready. For whatever reason, they're still holding on tight to it, so they may feel like they're not ready yet. Seven of Wands in reverse, though, tends to be about like coming to a realization of realizing what you do want to fight for or not. It could also be about being indecisive, maybe about one or the other persons, again, if there's more than one person involved. But it's usually, honestly, about either the fear is too intense, so your fear and anxiety about your situation, is too intense for you to move forward. So you're kind of like indecisive. You're kind of like stuck in this place of, I don't know what to do. But it's born of fear. But let me recap because my mind is going Gemini. All right, so this person, confused, overwhelmed, too much on their plate. This person, possibly the same person, holding on to something that would alleviate their situation, that would make them feel better. Either this person immediately or somebody connected to them is holding on to something that would loosen up some of the stuff that's on their plate, make it easier for them. Relationship, if it exists here, could be a party of three because this is a three. And if that's the case, that could be what is being held on to. Both relationships, and they're being juggled, and there's indecision about what to do. Do I leave this one? Do I drop this? Do I start a new one with this other person? Do I let both go? Just drop both balls because I got too much? I'm feeling pressured. Possibly. Or because this is also, again, positive and is joined by the Four of Wands, I really like to marry one. I'd really like to create a home, a family with one. I'd really like to move out from the other one. Is also a possibility. But it's making me really stressed out and anxious, and I'm not sure what to do. I need some time for myself to think about it. So that could definitely be somebody's scenario. I guess we can get a couple of the twin flame cards too. And then I'll call this reading to a close. So again, our overall energy is big goals. And that's another reason why I'm thinking Chariot, Four of Wands, big goals. This person wants a new life, wants a new beginning. Ace of Wands type stuff. Ace of Pentacles type stuff like we have here. Okay. Couple of oracle messages. Boom. Memories. So again, it may involve an ex. The Hermit, in terms of love, pretty much always is talking about rekindling a relationship from the past. Nostalgia, repetition, attachment, reliving the past. So we don't want to relive the past, but we may want to revisit with someone from our past. We still need to start anew. We still need to live in the present. Being stuck in the past, you're going to end up repeating lessons. It says repetition right here. Self-worth. Okay, you got to value yourself. You got to prioritize yourself. Again, fuck everybody else. Go and marry Ben Affleck if that's what's going to make you happy. Value, self-esteem, confidence. Be empowered by valuing yourself. Fifth dimension. Intuitive, communication. You are connected at the soul level. And that may be the case here as well. Again, with the Four of Wands, the 1111 card to some people. The Hermit. You got pause and reverse. I'm looking at the Chariot, so I'm thinking for some, it is about, it's not time to pause. It's time to make a decision and move forward. But if you are in pause, maybe you are in separation, inaction, calmness, step back and wait for a sign. So wait until you figure it out, if you're in this place of indecision. The bottom of the deck, we got fertility. So this is, again, newness, new beginnings, growth, Empress energy, divine feminine, fresh ideas, manifest, growth, plant your seeds, balance. So yin and yang, light and dark, feminine, masculine, darkness and light, stay centered with your higher self. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll try to get 2 more. That's it. Receive, came out in my reading yesterday, that the masculine needed to receive. I was feeling it before the card came out, and then boom, and there it was. Be open-minded, abundant, ready. It's your time to receive. So particularly if this is the masculine who's feeling stuck and holding on and trying to please everybody and be all things to all people except to himself and perhaps the divine feminine, then he might want to check that. Oh, and look what I ended up landing on while doing that. Offer at the bottom of the deck, gesture, engagement, wedding, rejoice in your union, and my hand was on spring. Your love is blooming. Your answers arrive in spring. Obviously, spring has passed, but I'm thinking of it in terms of springing forward, right? Making a move forward. One more. And it's mirroring. Reflection, twin, wholeness, synchronicity abounds. At the bottom of the deck, we have sacred space, and I had otherwise stopped on stuck. Block, third party. Silence, barrier. Shift your focus. We talked about focus in order to clear that energy. All right, sacred space says altar, prayer, candles. Maybe this is what you need to do while you're being the hermit, right? In terms of the spirituality placement, commune with your own divinity. And from the other tarot deck, oops. These cards are kind of stiff. Can I get any from here? There's one. Six of Cups. Again, person from your past. Nostalgia, memories, in a positive light. This is also a soulmate card in the tarot. Bottom of the deck, we got that Ten of Wands and the burdens. Oh, look, one card is flipped around backwards. It's the Hangman, so being in that place of indecision. Also, perhaps spiritually awakening, maybe realizing a person is your soulmate where you hadn't realized before. And it's like, oops, I made the wrong choice. Now what? How do I get myself out of this? Do I want to get myself? Do I want to stay where I am? Hold on to that. What am I doing here? This is Pisces energy. We do have that Ten of Wands, the bottom, the burden that we wanted to lay down or need to lay down. Showing up there at the bottom. Whoop! Oh, goodness. Ace of Pentacles. Again. All right, it's in reverse, so it's like maybe it's delayed. A bunch fell on the floor, but this one landed on my foot upright. It is Justice. Take it. Oh, look what's at the bottom of the ones that fell on the floor. The Two of Cups. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. So we'll take this one, 5. Oh, we'll take the one behind it too that's upright. 6 is the Six of Wands. Here's the Emperor. When I picked up the card, so this could definitely be like the divine masculine with a tower in reverse behind him. So things had to come down and be crumbled, but it's you know, it's not complete devastation. It's not this. This is like, maybe we had a small revelation, again, realizing, you know, I should have noticed all along, that's my soulmate, that's my twin flame, that's my whatever it is, divine counterpart. Now I see it, so it could be that. Or it could be that things had to, you know, fall apart in your life, but not to the point of complete and utter devastation. Like there's room for rebuilding here. And it may have put you upright in this very strong Emperor position, knowing, again, okay, I see, like, I want my life organized in this way. I want my, you know, like the Emperor is somebody who lives by a particular set of rules and has a particular way of doing things and wants to live a particular way. He may also be a married man, a widow, or they'll call that a widower, actually. Man with children, you know, family member who's established already. Maybe he's slightly older or something like that. He's mature. So he's not starting from scratch, and maybe he's been through a lot already. And he's like, do I want to go through any more again? You know, I'm 40, 50, 60 years old or whatever it is. So that. And then at the bottom of the deck, we do have the Two of Pentacles in reverse, which is our card that represents us most directly as a collective for the week. So I think we've come full circle. So that's what I have for you this week. On that note, I will bring this reading to a close. I do have some things that I can go over with you in terms of other things that are happening in the week. If you care to stick around, if you just wanted to watch the card reading, I appreciate that as well. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment before leaving. I very much appreciate that. And for those of you who do want to stick around, I'll pick up my laptop and talk about, I think it's Venus in Cancer. Okay, so on the planetary calendar for this week, we have beginning today, July 17th at 9:32 p.m. tonight is actually when Venus enters Cancer, 0 degrees Cancer. So we do have the planet of love entering, again, what they say is the most emotional sign or sensitive sign. Then on July 19th at 8:35 a.m., Mercury, the planet of communication, enters Leo. And what's interesting about this is that for Geminis who are ruled by Mercury, Leo is our third house of communication specifically. So there should be a lot of very open and healthy, informative, clarifying communication, honest communication that occurs, particularly for Geminis, I would imagine, perhaps Leo, yes, and Virgo as well. July 19th at 11:21 a.m., Chiron, still located in Aries, which is ruled by Mars, so that energy that is represented by the Emperor that we just saw. Chiron, the wounded healer, the asteroid, goes retrograde in Aries, 16 degrees Aries. And then lastly for this week, I think, July 20th, I think that falls into this reading too. Oh yeah, why wouldn't it? This one goes through the 22nd, I think I said. So the 20th, the last quarter moon at 10:18 a.m., 27 degrees Aries. The 21st at 6:17, we have Jupiter semi-square Saturn. And then the 22nd at 4:07 p.m., another 11, July 22nd, which in itself is an 11, at 4:07 p.m., which is 11, the sun enters Leo. And that is also, again, the same day as the feast day of Mary Magdalene. So another depiction of the divine feminine. And then we end on July 23rd, I guess, at 1:26 p.m., Ceres, another asteroid, enters Leo. So now we're going to go to Venus in Cancer. I went to www.tarot.com. Venus in Cancer, nurturing, sensitive, family-oriented. The transit is from July 17th, 2022 through August 11th. Venus is the planet of love, relationships, beauty, and finances. It influences the way we think about love, how we feel about being in a partnership, how we act on our needs and desires, and the role money and people play in our lives. Tracking which zodiac sign Venus is in can help you to see which cosmic factors are influencing you and your relationships with others. Again, for us Geminis, Venus in Cancer would be our second house of earned income. So since she is the planet of money also, it should be a good, I think it's around 4 or 5 weeks for us in that area as well. Opportunities to earn money. And maybe being approached by, my readings that I've done recently would depict this also, being approached by, like King of Pentacles types, whether they're actual earth signs or not. And actually not just my readings, I've seen it begin to play out in my own life, because even the neighbor that has decided he is pursuing me you know, he's got like several houses and he's retired already at 50, you know, all that kind of stuff. So it is these potentially mates that are hardworking, already well-to-do, provider types, marriage material types, and or career or money-making opportunities for yourself. That was for Geminis. All right, anyway, Venus is connected to Cancer in a very special way. Venus feels comfortable in Cancer, ready to spread her affection wherever she goes. Venus in Cancer motivates us to find more secure relationships since it's very emotionally connected to love. No meaningless affairs here. Home and family matters are also important to this cosmic pair. Want to know if your Venus is in Cancer? Find out with a free essential birth report sample. Oh, why did I read that? Again, this is from www.tarot.com, so they have that free birth report sample if you're interested. My Venus is not in Cancer. I know that already. It's in Gemini. Anyway, Venus is the planet of sensitivity and affection, while Cancer is the most nurturing zodiac sign. When these two get together, it creates the potential for greater intimacy and the chance to build up our romantic relationships. We'll want to stay at home and bond, cuddle, and talk about our feelings. If your love life has been stalled, or if you've been dating a commitment phobe, things may start looking up during this time. The urge to care for others, even mother them, will be stronger while Venus is in Cancer. Family and feeling connected to your roots will become more important and more fulfilling during this time. Nesting will provide a great deal of pleasure now, and you may decide to decorate a room in your house or to purchase new furniture or decor. Your home will be your sanctuary, and you'll want to do what you can to ensure it a safe space for you. If you're in the market to buy or sell, Venus, the planet of money in Cancer related to real estate, may be a good time to act. Don't be surprised if you feel a bit moody or emotionally delicate when Venus is in Cancer, especially if it comes to your friendships and romantic relationships. This transit can leave us feeling more sensitive than usual, opening us up to the possibility of being wounded emotionally. Cancer's self-protective nature is to withdraw and to hide when this happens, so be mindful of that possibility. Oh boy, here we go. And this could be what this is about too, right? Because the Chariot is representative of the sign of Cancer in tarot. So falling in this placement of love and relationship could be saying we could be acting, behaving Venus in Cancer-like. While that could be very good, right, that we're opening up, it could also be about the withdrawal and shrinking back and maybe getting more like this again. The upside to this level of vulnerability is that your heart will be wide open, allowing you to attract and to give love more easily. Goes on to talk about what it means if you were born with Venus in Cancer in your own chart, if you were interested in reading that, and gives a couple of Cancer traits as well. So I also went to www.tarot.com for Mercury and Leo. Mercury in Leo, proud, lively, bold. This transit is from July 19th through August 3rd. We should all be ready to roar when messenger planet Mercury moves into loving Leo on July 27th, 2021. July 27th? I don't know. Oh, 2021. Okay, so that was last year's transit. I don't know why they're mentioning that in this. This year's transit is again July 19th through August 3rd. All right, so we'll skip past that. It should also come as no surprise that communication becomes a lot more straightforward during this transit, since fiery Leo is known for pure and enthusiastic self-expression. Language can also get a lot more colorful during Mercury and Leo. The lion loves to elaborate displays and has Mercury on its side to help to aid a touch of flair to the things that we say. Who needs facts and figures when you can make a big splash instead? Yep, that's the Leo influence, hard at work during this transit. Fire sign Leo is all about direct communication, so we won't hold back when the Mercury and Leo team up. Okay, that's probably why I was feeling all those things that I was about Mercury and Leo, beginning like last week or something. that was going to be when people were finally bold enough to say what was on their mind or heart or both. If something has been on our minds, that's the next line. Oh my God. If something has been on our mind, but we've been too intimidated to say it, this is the time when we'll finally have the guts to speak up. Just be careful because Mercury is speedy and Leo is expressive, so words can come flying out of our mouths a little too well. Yeah, that's why words always fly out of my mouth, because I'm a Mercury sun, right, Gemini sun, and a Leo rising. Dangerous combination. Mercury and Leo gives us a license to thrill. Leo is one of the most entertaining and high impact zodiac signs, so we can expect a lot of jokes and laughter during this transit. An added benefit, Leo is social, meaning there will be plenty of lighthearted and witty banter to go around. Think of the confident lion mane blowing in the wind, strutting his stuff. This is our time to shine. We'll all adopt some of that self-assured swagger, making it easier to get up in front of a crowd and to put ourselves out there. If we've been putting off any speaking engagements, Mercury in Leo would be the perfect time to finally go through with it. Our creative juices could start flowing when Mercury's in Leo. This is an opportunity to channel all of Leo's passion and enthusiasm into an artistic pursuit of some kind. We might find ourselves picking up those paintbrushes and dusting off our cameras so that we can get out there and create. It goes on to talk about what it means for Mercury retrograde to occur in Leo, which may happen. Let's see. When was our last retrograde? Mercury goes retrograde like 3-4 times a year. Oh, we just had one recently, right? So maybe it won't happen. But it goes on to talk about what it means if it does happen, or if you were born with your own Mercury in Leo in your natal chart. So again, if you want to read up on that, I got it from www.tarot.com. And lastly, Chiron and Aries. So I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I'm on a page called Stylecaster, STYLECASTER.com. And it has several paragraphs here about the Chiron and Aries retrograde. I'm going to start from like the third one down. Chiron is not technically a planet, but a centaur, which is more similar to an asteroid or comet. However, that definitely doesn't diminish its impact on you. This celestial body is currently moving through prideful and competitive Aries, which may be increasing your fear of failure. And as Chiron stations retrograde from July 19th to December 23rd, your emotions will likely feel more intense and awkward to process for a hot minute. Luckily, you'll be able to use your knowledge and your passion for love to transform your life for the better. Rather than focusing on taking care of others, this transformative energy is designed to help you evolve your life. So it really is about prioritizing you. My natal placement is Chiron and Aries. And what they say about people like us with that placement is that we are the type that if we fall down, we get up again on our own and brush ourselves off and keep going. Good, bad, or indifferent, whatever, for whatever that's worth. So in some cases, of course, it could be bad. Like we're not talking about our feelings. We're not dealing with our feelings, emotions about it. We're just keeping it moving. Some might say that's not healthy. Some would say, I wish I could do that. But it sounds like as a collective during this transit, we all will be able to focus on dusting ourselves off, right? Helping you, evolving your life. That's what you're going to be working on. So again, there's a lot more to this. There's like the whole thing is probably 5 or 6 paragraphs if you want to read it. Again, I got it from www. And then it goes on to talk about each sign individually, what it's going to mean for you. So I got it from www.stylecaster.com. And with that, I will leave you. Again, please do like, share, subscribe, and comment. I appreciate it. Namaste.